on to make a play.
And finally, Coghlan works out the walk. A 10-pitch walk to open the ball game. Not the way. There goes Coghlan, grounded over the bag and down the line. Coghlan was faked into stopping at second. Over toward the line goes Martinez to play it. Bonifacio trips coming around second, not realizing Coghlan had stopped at third. A comedy on the base. 7 for 13 with 3 home runs. Little tapper. Redding off the mound. Runners will have to hold. But the out at first is Bonifacio, who had gone halfway to third base, again not realizing that Coghlan wasn't where they might have been able to get him in a rundown. Rolled down to third by Cantu, bobbled by Tatis. He has no play as a run comes in, and it's 1-0 Florida. The run 2-1 to Hermida. Hit hard toward the middle, base hit. Bonifacio turns third. He'll score easily, and it's 2-0 Florida. So Jeremy Hermida drives in a run, his 19th of the year, and the Marlins have 2 runs home. And
Bill Madlock, and it's hard to get inside.
Lofts one to shallow left. Valdez flipping the glasses down as he goes. Infield fly rule called, and that's the second out. Nice to see a shortstop with flip down sunglasses. Matters. Only 25 out of 53. It's a tough way for him to live. Ross lifts one to right field, and Fernando Martinez is there. And that'll do it for the Marlins in the top of the first. But it got 3 runs and 9 hits off him in 6 innings. A no decision for Johnson. And he walks Pagan leading off. So each pitcher walks the leadoff hitter in the first inning. 18-year-old by the Mets for a large bonus. Breaking ball bounced to the right side for Cantu. And Johnson just gets the foot there in time. That's the first out as Pagan moves to second.
Tall, like West yesterday was 6'8". That ball comes from a different angle into the hitter.
Now Carlos Beltran with a runner in scoring position grounds one down to Cantu, who takes it for the second out as Pagan moves over to third. Deeper into his starts. And Tatis lines a base hit. That'll bring home Pagan with the first Met run. So history repeats itself for Fernando Tatis. Now 5 for 7 against Johnson, and the first Met hit plates a run. It's 2-1 Florida. Does a couple of steals this year. And Murphy hits one off the pitcher right to Ugla for the 1-4-6 force play to end the inning. But the Mets get a run back for Tim Redding. Ralph Connor joins.
You have to figure out how you're going to go about it and kind of almost like measure your steps.
And a high fastball from Redding gets Polino for the first out of the inning.
Cage like in right center.
Right in center field. Yeah, right on the field. Yeah.
Johnson down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Redding to start the second inning.
Didn't have fences on a lot of the real old ballparks. It was inside the park home runs.
Coghlan lifts one to right, and Martinez is there. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Tim Redding in the top of the second. Still 2-1 Florida.
Baseball is a leisurely game that lends itself to great speed, doesn't it?
Bounced out to Hanley Ramirez, who plays the waist-high hop. And that's the first out of the inning.
I'll never forget, Gary. I'd been away.
He was an old guy, but he couldn't find home plate. He couldn't find anything. And they never retimed him because he never could get the ball in the end of the. Nowadays, you have to have more than one glove.
To center field, and Cody Ross is there, so Josh Johnson throws a 1.
You see the 95-mile-an-hour fastballs, and there are a lot of pitchers that flew around 100 miles an hour, but they didn't have the movement on the ball.
Bonifacio hits it to the wall. He's got the speed, but he'll pull in at second as Martinez gets it back in quickly. It's a leadoff double for.
They kind of build it up.
Hanley Ramirez bounces one to short, so unable to advance the runner. Wilson Valdez throws out Ramirez for the first out.
At the plate, you got a very small area to get him out of.
And he hooks that one into shallow left. That'll fall for a hit. Bonifacio racing for the plate. The throw by Pagan well offline, and the Marlins now lead at 3-1. First time up. 3-1 Florida. We're in the third. And Hermida lines another base hit. This one into left center. Cantu will go to third. Beltran cutting it off. And Hermida in safely with a double. The third hit of the inning off Tim Redding.
Love that swing.
Yes.
He would say he stayed level with the ball, which you don't ever do.
Uggla hits it deep enough to left. That'll get the run in as Cantu tags up. He comes in to score. Sacrifice fly for Dan Uggla. And now it's 4-1 Florida.
Low outside and high inside was where you had the lowest average.
Ross swinging on 3-0, lifts one to right field. And Fernando Martinez put
more pitches than any pitcher in the history of baseball. The only one that might have been at least close to him or with him was that.
Test will be to see what the long-term health of those pitchers are, because the reason, I think, one of the reasons anyway, is Pagan lifts it to left and Coghlan is there for the second out. One of the reasons we've gotten to this point with
a pitching coach, you got to have a doctor staff, you got to have a training staff that is all on board for this ride.
And Fernando Martinez picks up his first major league hit. It comes in his 10th at bat, a 2-out single, and they'll take
better. In those days, they didn't have the home runs to the opposite field very often.
Beltran down swinging.
And when you look at his numbers, I mean, 19 strikeouts, 19 innings, just 3 walks. He's done a great job. And the holdover from last year, I had kind of a light conversation with him yesterday as Fernando Martinez will get a chance. Gary, I can't see it.
Over near the wall, he makes the
catch
for the fence.
One away. Anyway, we were just talking about his season and
done the past few seasons.
Gonna have to bring back an old-time name about how you pitch.
Johnson hits one right to the bag for Murphy for the second out.
And that would be Crossfire.
The Smokey Burgess.
The Lenny Harris.
Right. Ball 4 and Coughlin's on with a 2-out walk.
Chances of the Mets winning the World Series when the season started.
And of course, this is the 40th anniversary, and that 69 team will be feted here at Citi Field later this summer. Off the end of the bat, and Johnson over to field it. One away.
When Johnson is going well, he gets, don't they, Ralph, when you're facing these big tall guys where the ball seems to be coming from the sky?
Yeah, the whole angle of the ball coming to the plate has changed when they're that big. And when I played, there was one pitcher that was 6'9". His name was Johnny Gee, and put him in as a pinch hitter because he had a short swing and he needed a home run. And you get the bat on the ball a little faster with a short swing.
All you have to know is 2 letters, H and R.
Sometimes denoted by 4 lines. Slow ground ball, tough play for Tatis with the bare hand, no chance. And he puts it in his pocket. Hanley Ramirez, tendonitis in his calf. Cantu smacks one to deep left field. Pagan will have to play it off the wall. Ramirez heads for third. The throw goes to second. Cantu comes in sliding, and he's safe. Not sure that Ramon Martinez realized that he had a play on Cantu. Nicely played by Pagan off the wall. It's a 2-base hit.
You know, they got off to a quick start, but then the Lasco, who was a mainstay last year with 16 wins, did not pitch well.
Hermida hits one deep to right. Fernando Martinez back, looking up, and it's out of here off the overhang on the Pepsi porch. A 3-run homer for Jeremy Hermida. And now the Marlins have a 7-1 lead. Hermida's 5th home run of the year, a 3-run shot. He has a 4 RBI afternoon. And Tim Redding getting smoked this afternoon at Citi Field. Marlins have opened up a 7-1 lead on Hermida's 3-run homer. And Uggla bounces another one slowly for Tatis. Makes this bare hand play and got him at first base. Beautifully done by Tatis for the first out of the inning.
You know what else, Ralph, is that he won 10 games with a very bad ball club last year, the Washington Nationals, as Cody Ross goes down in July or something like that, to make sure that when he comes here, he's got the best opportunity to succeed.
Polino lines one on the right center field for a base hit. Slow getting to the ball. Martinez, that enables Polino to easily get to second base. Looked like Beltran and Martinez were staring at each other to see who was going to cut that ball off. Not well played.
When you had what he had, you
were
went home and sold cars.
That's right. You had to look for another job.
Nowadays, your career has hardly begun unless you've had Tommy John surgery.
And what team they played for? They had twins, and one of the twins was a brother, was not a ball player.
And Schneider puts one into shallow center, so his first hit off the disabled list.
And they put in the wasn't a ball player in the bullpen, and the
who knows what else they did.
Right.
Valdez grounds one to the right side. Ugla with the turn gets the out at second. And that's the first out of the inning.
Ugla had a terrible All-Star game. Made 3 errors in the All-Star game. And here he makes a very good play and comes up with the ball and gets a forced play at second base.
Pick up after the Tigers released him. Figured he'd be a part-time player. Now he's an essential part of this team. Double play grounder to Ugla. And Ramirez throws low, and Cantu comes off the bag. So Hanley Ramirez with a terrible throw causes the Marlins not.
He can field. He's had difficulties with the ownership. He got a long-term contract and still has.
And Ramirez can't handle that one cleanly. And so the inning continues.
That would have been a great play if he pulled it off.
We have to watch out there because of that play.
Were so tiny, they might as well have been playing barehanded. Line to short pass. Ramirez base hit. That'll bring home a run as Castillo scores. Pagan goes to third. Martinez sliding in with his first career extra base hit. He drives in a chop to short. Another chance for Ramirez. He handles this one cleanly and makes a true throw. At Sui, he had the reputation as a Gold Glove shortstop, which he had accomplished 7 times in Japan. Coghlan walks. Third time he's been aboard with a walk today. So Takahashi passes the first man.
Going to have to do it.
Must see TV.
Never know what's going to happen.
Check swing, and Bonifacio went around. Strike 3. So first baseman.
I know the people that that follow this team think he's going to be a center fielder. My problem with that is I don't think he stopped growing.
Pagan makes the catch for the second out.
I think that Ramirez is going to, he put on 15 pounds, 10 pounds this winter. I think he's still 15, 20 pounds away from where he's going to be. So he's not going to be able to lug that big body around center field.
2 with Hermida on deck. And a little dribbler. Takahashi grabs it, and that retires the side. So Takahashi. It's down. It might get him on the toe, though. That might hurt more. Tatis pops one up. Shallow right center. And the right fielder Hermida takes charge. One away series, and that was it. 3-2 to Murphy is too high. Ball 4, and so Murphy is on with a 1-out walk. Second walk given up by Johnson. He walked the 3-2 with 1 out. Murphy not going, and Ramon Martinez takes the slider. Strike 3 call. 4th strikeout for Johnson. Second time he's gotten Martinez.
Lost the game. 15 and 7 innings, by the way.
I don't think that loss is going to hurt this price tag. Schneider grounds one out to Ugla, and that'll do it for the Mets in the bottom of the 6th. We head for the 7th at Citi Field. It's the Marlins by 4
for 1 start.
Yep. Hermida lines one, and he's retired for the first time today. Ramon Martinez picking off the line drive by Hermida for the first out.
Because you can still get the ball working away from you depending on who's up at the plate.
Right.
Left-hander in left field.
Jeremy Reed and Pagan staring at each other, and Reed finally takes charge for the second out. There's been quite a lack of communication out there in the outfield today with some. It's coming this way, Ronnie. You ready? Bounce down to third for Tatis. And the overhand throw gets Ross. A 1-2-3.
You have a lot of stuff you have to write on there.
Most of it totally meaningless. Valdez right to the second base bag, where Ramirez with a nice pickup throws him out.
But you'll prepare to pitch one of your great games, and it just came off against John Tudor, who would, could have Bruce Benedict behind the plate.
Rafael Ramirez at short. Grounded down to first by Pagan. Easiest of plays for Cantu, and a 1-2-3 inning for Johnson, who's rolled through. Polino doubled to right center his last time up. The last hit for the Marlins, who have 9 of them today, and he gets under this one. A towering pop-up. Wilson Valdez tracking it. And that's the first out. 7 in a row.
I mean, where's number 5?
Carroll lifts one to deep left field. Back goes Reed onto the track, right at the wall, looking, and it's off the top of the wall. Carroll to second. Well, that's the second one that the 16-foot high fence has robbed today. Cantu hit one high off the fence for a double in the 5th, and now Carroll has done the same, right off Jackie Robinson's number or nearby it.
Boy, if you're a power guy, try not to reach into the field of play.
I don't know. That's a good question. Ramon Martinez throws out Coghlan for the second out as the runner moves to third. I know that if you go on the field, that's usual.
3-2 pitch.
And he gets him again. One, two. Tapped to short. And Hanley Ramirez tosses out Fernando Martinez for the first out. 2-2 to Santos, and he dribbles one to the right of the mound. Bobbled by Meyer. Throws it away. Santos making something happen again. And he winds up on second base. That could be easily 2 errors charged for Josh Johnson against the Mets. Tatis lifts it to right, and Carroll is back. Santos will remain at second. That's the second out. Sacrifice a game that, you know, for a Met team that's missed the playoffs by 1 game each of the last 2 years, but sometimes you got to give up today for tomorrow. Murphy flies out to end the bottom of the 8th. We head for the 9th. $6.
Make Murphy the new spokesperson, right?
That's right. Ramon Martinez gets the out at second. Returned by Valdez in time for the double play. 4-6-3. Nicely turned by Martinez. And Ramon grounds one down to third, where Bonifacio scoops it up. 1 away. 2 to Schneider with 1 out, with Wilson Valdez on deck. And Schneider takes ball 4, and so the Mets have a 1-out base runner in the bottom of the 9th. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat to Valdez. And he hits it hard, a base hit. So Wilson Valdez has his first hit as a Met. And the Mets have 2 men on in the bottom of the 9th, with Jeremy Reed coming up.
I believe the score was 7-2. He gave up 7. Philly went ahead 9-7.
He had shoulder problems during spring training this year. And that's on the outside corner, strike 3 call. Reed down looking for the second out. And the Mets are. And Pagan taps one over the bag. That's a fair ball down the line. In to score comes Schneider. To third goes Valdez, and in with an RBI double is Angel Pagan. Now it's 7-3, and the Mets need just 1 more base runner to get the top. 0-2 to Martinez. Check swing. Did he go? He went around, strike 3, and the ball game is over. Leo Nunez comes in to strike out Fernando Martinez to end it, and the Marlins have evened up the series at a game apiece.